Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in today's episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to an addiction hypnosis session, and it was really created for a client that wanted to lose their desire for using cocaine. And it was very much from their perspective that they wanted to start with the desire element. And that's an important element because just using willpower and having the premise that you want the thing but you can't have it quite often creates a polarity response of binging and craving because it's based on the idea of deprivation. Whereas once the desire diminishes, then actually that can make it so that you don't even want that thing. And I've used this analogy a few times, but if you think of your favorite meal, whatever your favorite meal is, and then just imagine a few people spitting on that meal, your desire can go to disgust rapidly, and then it takes no willpower whatsoever not to eat that meal because you no longer want it. And also, if you know a vegan, for example, quite often vegans have very specific ideas about what meat and the meat industry means to them. So if it's linked to cruelty or if it's linked to even the idea of murder, then they don't need any willpower not to eat meat because how they think about meat means that it's just not desirable for them. And it's these principles that are linked to the idea of cocaine. And this particular client knew that it would have health consequences. They knew that it would have issues that could relate to their finances and relationships and all different things. And they didn't want those things. So it was framed almost as what had happened so far was almost a bit of a near miss. And with those new connotations connected to it, the goal was to bring the desire so it just was no longer desirable. If you're listening to this and you have an addiction, and it doesn't have to be cocaine, it may be something else, and you just don't want that anymore. One of the definitions of addictions is that you can't just stop when you want to. So if you've struggled with something, whatever that thing is, and you feel like you can't get a hold of it, then you're not alone because everyone that has a defined version of an addiction also can't change that thing. And that's why finding someone that can help from the outside is normally quite useful to change that. So if there is anything you want to change, particularly if it is a substance of some kind, and I would include alcohol, nicotine, and even sugar in that, then it's worth scheduling that free consultation call with me to explore whether or not I could be a hypnotherapist to help you have that future that you want. For now, though, find a quiet, comfortable place where you won't be disturbed, relax, and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. And as you breathe in a calm, relaxing breath. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in your outward breath. Breathing in that resourceful relaxation and continuing to exhale that tension. Notice that when your eyes are closed, you're able to give more of your attention to the sound of my voice. So maybe your eyes are already closed, or maybe on the next exhale, allow your eyes to just feel so heavy, the eyelids naturally going down, enabling you to amplify your imagination. The moment your senses stop evaluating the outside world, they amplify your ability to navigate your internal world, a world of memories, thoughts, ideas, and possibilities. And it's in this place where profound changes take place almost effortlessly. So as you breathe in and breathe out, notice how your body relaxes and your imagination awakens. And I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a beautiful spa in Mexico. I want you to imagine what it would be like to be in that spa, wearing whatever clothing is appropriate for you to fully enjoy that spa. And maybe the air is warm. Maybe there's a scent or a smell in the air. Perhaps there's a sound of water. Perhaps the movement of water, like trickles or fountains or bubbles coming from nearby jets of water. I want you to use the power of your imagination to imagine a steam room. But this is no ordinary steam room. This is a steam room where every droplet of steam there in the air as vapor contains powerful resources. So as you breathe in those resources that are just floating in the air, you allow yourself to feel relaxed, calm, confident, connected. And as you exhale, anything that is undesirable or unuseful feels like it leaves your body in the outward breath. And that may be tension or fears, loneliness or concerns. Just allow that to leave your body as you feel the warmth of the steam room, breathing in the vapor of resourcefulness. I want you to get a sense that this is healing your lungs, cleansing you from the inside. And I wonder if in that warm steam room, you allow your muscles to relax, your breath to deepen, and allow your body to sink into a state of pure bliss, calmness, and tranquility. And maybe the steam around you creates a dreamy, almost surreal detachment. And you alternate from time in this steam room to a freezing cold plunge pool This is a plunge pool of invigoration. As you go from hot to cold, feel the coldness. Activate every cell in your body, giving you energy, focus, clarity. And the alternating temperatures of hot and cold heighten this sensation of clarity and relaxation like a pendulum. Feeling calm and relaxed, and then energetic and alert. And this contrast of alertness and relaxation guides you into a state of concentrated relaxation, like a disassociation from the external world, where each shift between the pools and then the steam room and back to the plunge pools enables your mind to drift further, deeper, until all that remains is your inner awareness, an awareness that is completely open to a positive change. As you continue this process of steam room to plunge pool and back and forth, feel yourself becoming weightless, where your mind detaches from old patterns, where you start to float in a space of endless possibility. And maybe with each breath you go deeper, deeper into that state of relaxation, and I'll count down from 10 to 1. And at this point, place yourself somewhere else in the spa, no longer the steam room, no longer the plunge pool, maybe just warm, relaxing water. And as I count down from 10 to 1, you will feel yourself going even deeper to that place where change happens. 10, that's it. Deeper down now. 9, 8, drifting. 7, 6, deeper still. 5, 4. Getting closer to that place. Some people call it hypnosis, or deep relaxation, or something else. 3 and 2, and then 1. And I wonder if you could imagine being in a state of deep trance, where your subconscious is ready to release any behaviors, thoughts, or ideas that no longer serves you. Spending time in the steam room prompts you to remember maybe a time when you used to vape. And I want you to think back, not to a time of vaping, but a time where you learned that vaping was linked to some form of illness or lung disease. Maybe it was an online article or a video, but remember that moment where something that was pleasurable just had new information attached, and then the desirable, pleasurable thing lost all of its appeal. And maybe you remember the shock or realization of discovering that something that once was seen as harmless had the potential to cause real, lasting consequences. Feel like you're back in that body at the very moment where you made that realization, that sudden awareness that changed how you felt about it, where your desire shifted because now you could no longer separate the action from its effect. I want you to get a sense that something that was once pleasurable can become undesirable quickly. I want you to think of your favorite meal, perhaps a steak cooked in the exact way you like it. Mashed potatoes, vegetables at the right temperature, served, perhaps in a very desirable way. On a nice plate, a table with a cloth, nice cutlery, and you can feel desire at just thinking about that meal. But then imagine that it wouldn't take too much for something to happen to make that desirable meal undesirable. Maybe you could imagine someone spitting onto the meal, onto the plate, onto the steak. Or perhaps someone putting some kind of flavoring that you dislike, a particular sauce or spice or something else. Maybe you can even imagine someone putting bits of flaky skin there on the meal. Or perhaps something smelly, disgusting, or even poisonous. That all it takes is to add something to something desirable, and it can lose its appeal immediately. So imagine that steak with those added ingredients, and notice compulsion and desire has changed to aversion and revulsion. What was once desired is now disgusting. And notice just how quickly that happened. And in the same way that vaping changed how it felt for you, and a delicious meal can become disgusting quickly, your mind now opens to a new understanding of cocaine. And perhaps you allow yourself to fully grasp a reality that the action is not separate from the consequences. That perhaps what once felt like a thrill now has the idea that it could carry a cost that is just too high, too risky. And just as you lost that desire for vaping, the truth about coke begins to shift your perspective now. I want you to imagine there in that warm water of the spa that you start to imagine a future. I want you to imagine a future where cocaine remains a part of your life. Partying and then continuing to use perhaps for days after. And I want you to imagine stepping into that version of you, but imagine it 6 months from now, 12 months from now, maybe even 5 years from now. Feel how your body has changed, the impact it's had on your health, your skin. Perhaps you can evaluate what it's cost you financially, emotionally, physically, and also with your mental health. Maybe there's clues around your nose or your palate. But let's go to a place of undesirable possibility. I want you to imagine not what will happen, but what could happen. 5 years from now, what if using cocaine led to a slippery slope of undesirable consequences? What if it led to harder, more corrosive drugs? Scan your body and look for clues of damage, perhaps around your nose or the upper part of your mouth. Maybe corrosion, maybe there's a smell. Maybe there's pain somewhere in your body. Maybe you've had a medical check and something is happening to one of your internal organs. Maybe it's taking its toll on your mind and your perceptions. What if there's more paranoia? Moments where you can't differentiate between reality and your imagination. What if those delusions or hallucinations get terrifying? Maybe you can imagine feeling the weight of money that's been wasted. Something where you were paying to corrode and erode your body Imagine what that money could have been used for. To build a life of adventure, of family, something that could leave a legacy. But instead, you get the sense that it's gone, and the only clues that it ever existed is the damage it's caused your body, your mind, perhaps even the lost possibilities of something you would have truly valued. Feel that regret. Amplify that regret. See the opportunities that were lost. Maybe relationships that were fraying. Maybe it led to some damage to your business or the way your family members perceive you. Maybe it led to relationship choices that were more about gratification than connection. What did it cost you? Go 5 years more into the future, 10 years from today, and feel all the things that could have happened. What if it led to the destruction of your income? What if your sense of hygiene or personal pride just went all the way down? What if coke led to something worse, more destructive, like crack cocaine? And maybe imagine looking in a mirror and seeing missing teeth, skin with acne, missing fingernails. Allow your mind to take you to somewhere dark, not because it will happen, but just because it could happen. There are many people in prisons or living on the street that didn't end up there through choice. It just became a chain reaction that may be linked to doing something while under the influence. I want you to get a sense that all of this is avoidable. The shame, the fear, the regret, attempts at blackmail or extortion, missed opportunities, you can avoid it all. This is just a pathway, one of many possibilities. I want you to get a sense that you get to avoid all of these unfortunate possibilities, damage to health, damage to the quality of your life, damage to what could have been. And imagine going all the way backwards, like everything's in rewind, going back to that spa, and instead allow yourself to explore a different future. Something where, from that point forwards, the idea or thought of coke was just spoiled, no longer desirable, felt disgusting, tarnished, tainted, unpleasant in some way. In fact, think of coke in the way that it makes you feel a sense of revulsion or disgust, like someone was forcing you to eat vomit. Connect that to the thought of buying or using cocaine and just harness that feeling of revulsion, unpleasantness. And what if that was a catalyst for a future where cocaine had no hold over you at all? Imagine seeing yourself free. Maybe it's 3 months, 6 months, a year from now. You're making new friendships, new connections. Maybe imagine yourself in a relationship that you feel has a future. See your body looking strong, full of energy. Your mind sharp, clear, fully present in every moment. See yourself with real connections, filled with trust and meaning. And then step into that future just to take it for a test drive that you've been a year or 2 or 3 years completely free of any cocaine use. Experience the feeling of freedom, of joy, of liberation. Mental clarity, that paranoia is gone. Instead, it's full of hope and optimism and just a sense that things are going well. Imagine being in a relationship with someone that you want to be with forever and feel that nothing would make you sacrifice that. I want you to get a sense that everything feels better. And you can remember a time when you used to use, but it feels like a different version of you, that version of you doesn't exist anymore. And then perhaps go 5 years, even 10 years in the future, maybe you could imagine yourself being a father. I want you to get a sense that there is something about this future that really appeals, that connects. And then imagine having all of these things that you value, a thriving business, a wonderful relationship, a happy family. And imagine someone offering you a line of Coke then when you have all of these wonderful things. And the price of that line of Coke is to lose everything that you now have. The thriving business, the happy family, the loving wife. You feel that you would lose it all just with that one line of Coke. And notice, the price is way too high. And based on that same logic, it loses its appeal all the way back in the moment, because that impedes your ability to seek what you truly desire. Not gratification and not pleasure, but real joy and real happiness. So experience the joy of true freedom, the peace of knowing that your mind and body are yours, untainted, unharmed, and the sense of fulfillment that comes from building a future where you are master of your own destiny, a destiny of happiness, stability, connection, and success. And then rewind all the way back to the present, no longer in the spa, but in your body, in the here and now. And with all of this awareness of two alternative futures, give yourself permission to make a choice to release cocaine, to let it be a part of your past rather than your present and future, to let it fade into your history, into something irrelevant, unwanted, undesirable, and unnecessary. Feel that compulsion dissolve and replaced with a deep, unwavering aversion. It's almost the idea of it disgusts you as you imagine corroded skin and tissue, pain and embarrassment and shame. And every time you think of even the idea of buying or using, notice how the feelings of disgust and disinterest grow stronger. Or you can choose to carry on. To carry on the path that you're already on. There's no obligation to make a change. You can tell yourself it's harmless. Tell yourself you've got it under control. It's no big deal. That you'll change one day, knowing that these are the stories that keep you trapped. So allow yourself to make that choice, to release it or continue. And if you choose to continue, notice that thoughts of all those things you could be missing out on, or all of those problems in the future you could be heading toward, seem to get louder, more vivid, more disgusting. And if you make that choice, Every time you make a choice to no longer consider, use, or even be in the places where it's a possibility, the pride, the joy that you feel of becoming that version of you that you truly desire to be, will give you wonderful feelings of pride and satisfaction, accomplishment, and that becomes the new way of getting your dopamine. Allow yourself to give yourself permission to embrace the vision of your best future and to unlock the emotions, the desires and beliefs that steer you towards a life of health, wealth, love and happiness, a life that is truly yours. Imagine floating up from that spa and returning to the here, the now, the present. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes and really get a sense of being in the here and the now, as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.